Fatal Obsession, Love, Lies, and Consequences. Today I bring you a poignant tale from Australia, one that transcends wealth, social status, caste, or religion. It's the heartbreaking story of Sam Abraham, an Indian man living in Melbourne with his wife and child. In 2015, Sam made a chilling prediction to his family before returning to Australia from his hometown in Kerala. Next time I come home, it might be in a coffin. Just days after his return, tragedy struck. Sam passed away suddenly from a heart attack. Today, we delve into this mysterious premonition and the profound impact of his untimely death. Join me as we uncover the extraordinary story of Sam Abraham. Fatal Obsession, Love, Lies, and Consequences. Sam Abraham, a 34-year-old Indian man, lived in Melbourne, Australia, with his wife, Sophia, and their child. They had previously lived in Oman, an Arabic country in Southwest Asia, before moving to Melbourne in 2013. They considered that Melbourne a safe and comfortable city to live in. Sam and Sophia both worked in different companies with high incomes, allowing their small family to live abundantly. Every year, they visited Sam and Sophia's family in Kerala. In early October 2015, Sam and Sophia took leave and flew to India. While at home, Sam said to his father, "I feel like I won't live much longer. Maybe I will die soon." Upon hearing this, his father got angry and said, "You are still very young and healthy. How could you say such a thing?" Sam's family thought he was joking when he said, "Maybe next time I go back to India, I will be in a coffin." Everyone who heard Sam's words felt uneasy, but they didn't take it seriously. Sam, Sophia, and their son returned to Australia on October 11, 2015. A few days later, Sophia called Sam's family to inform them that Sam had died of a heart attack. This news came as a shock to Sam's family. Sophia told Todd. Tearfully, Sophia recounted waking up one morning to find her husband not breathing. With the help of her sister Sonia, Sophia managed all the necessary paperwork to repatriate Sam's body to India. This process took only 2 days, and on October 18, 2015, Sam Abraham returned to his hometown in a coffin. Same like what Sam had said a week earlier, Sam had spoken about being brought home in a coffin, a statement that had now tragically come true. The Abraham family was deeply sorrowful, as they had never expected Sam's premonition to become a reality. Sophia became a widow, and her son became an orphan. Sam's death was sudden, and he had no history of heart disease. But the condition of his body was visibly fine with no scars or suspicious signs. Sam's parents and siblings believed his death to be natural, and his body was buried. All eyes turned to Sophia, concerned about her future after losing her childhood best friend. However, life's wheel kept turning, and Sophia took on the responsibility of raising their child as a single parent. 5 days later, on October 23rd, she bid farewell to Sonia, who returned to Australia to resume work and support herself in Melbourne. Sonia, Sophia's sister who also lived there, had been a great help during the difficult times after Sam's death. She tried to maintain their friendship by accompanying Sophia out. Once a week, Sophia faithfully called her in-laws every Saturday. However, about 10 months later, at the beginning of August, she missed 2 consecutive Sundays. Sam's parents-in-law grew worried, wondering if something was wrong. They contacted relatives in Melbourne to check on Sophia and her child's well-being. Shockingly, the relative they asked for help informed them that Sophia had been arrested by the police 2 weeks earlier and was in custody alongside a guy named Arun, who was accused of Sam Abraham's murder. After Sam's death, the Victoria State Police conducted a secret investigation, revealing that Sam had been killed by his own wife. What happened next, and who was this man named Arun? To answer these questions, we must journey back decades to the early days when Sam and Sophia first met. Sam and Sophia were born and grew up in a village called Kaffalur in the Indian state of Kerala. They attended the same school from elementary school until high school graduation. Sam and Sophia shared a passion for music and both joined the church choir. Their family homes were just a few houses apart in the village. Childhood playmates, Sam and Sophia remained close friends throughout their school years. They chose to attend the same university, where their friendship blossomed into a romantic relationship. Their feelings for each other had been there since childhood, but it was during their college years that they finally confessed their love. They enjoyed their time together in college, balancing studies with moments of fun and laughter. However, their relationship faced a challenge when Arun, a cheerful and romantic young man from Sophia's circle, entered the picture. Unlike Sam's calm and mature demeanor, Arun introduced Sophia to a more adventurous side of life. Sophia found herself drawn to Arun's lively personality, and when he expressed his love for her, she accepted. Over the next 5 years, Sophia maintained relationships with both Sam and Arun without either knowing about the other. Sam graduated from college, and Sophia started working, while Aaron continued to lead a carefree life. Despite her feelings for Arun, Sophia realized he was too immature to be a reliable life partner. When Sam proposed, Sophia accepted, ending her relationship with Arun. Sophia's decision to marry Sam was met with opposition from her father, who favored Arun. This created tension as both families had been close for years, and Sophia's father's objection was unexpected. Rumors suggested past disputes between Sam's and Sophia's fathers, though they had never openly shown animosity towards each other. Knowing her family's disapproval, Sophia threatened to marry Sam against their wishes if they didn't consent. Eventually, Sam's father relented, and Sam and Sophia were married in 2008, celebrating with a lively wedding party. A year later, Sam took his wife to move to Oman because he had secured a job at a money exchange company. A few months after settling in Oman, Sophia became pregnant and decided to return to her parents' house in Kerala to give birth. Sam followed later, and after their son was born, he flew back to Oman while Sophia and their son stayed in Kerala during the early days of motherhood. During this time, Sophia maintained intense communication with her older sister, Sonia, who was married and living in Melbourne, Australia. Sonia suggested that Sophia move to Australia and seek employment, considering Sophia's master's degree would be an asset. Sam agreed to Sophia's desire to move to Australia. Sonia also forwarded Sophia's CV to a company where her friend worked, impressing them enough to offer Sophia a position. In early 2012, Sophia flew to Australia with her son and started working. A year later, Sam applied for a transfer to Melbourne, which was approved in 2013. Sophia, Sam, and their son happily reunited in Melbourne. They both found employment in a large company with a substantial income. However, what Sam didn't know was that Sophia's primary reason for moving and staying in Australia was to reconnect with Arun, her ex-boyfriend from before she married Sam. Arun, heartbroken by Sophia's decision to marry Sam, he moved to Melbourne, started a new life, and eventually married and had children. Despite their separate lives happily with their own family, Sophia and Arun re-established forbidden communication through social media. Incidentally, Sonia offered Arun a job in Melbourne, which excited Sophia. In 2012, Sophia began meeting Arun again, who still harbored feelings for her. Throughout the following year, Sophia and Arun became closer. With Sam frequently away in Oman, Sophia felt free to pursue a relationship with Arun. Arun's wife and children's identities were kept private to shield them from the consequences of Aaron's actions. When Sam was transferred to Melbourne in 2013, Sophia and Arun couldn't meet as freely as before. One day, Sophia expressed to Aaron that nothing would hinder their love if Sam were no longer in the picture. Arun agreed and suggested eliminating Sam so they could be together. Although Sophia had loved Arun for a long time, she recognized his lack of seriousness about life, his reluctance to work, and his unreliability. Ultimately, Sophia returned to Sam's arms and married him. Now in Australia, Sophia noticed that Arun had changed. He was working and appeared more mature. Meanwhile, Sam remained his calm and steady self. Unbeknownst to Sam, Sophia assisted Arun in monitoring Sam's every move and activity. Until one afternoon in February 2015, Arun had the opportunity to carry out his intention. Sam, who had just exited the metro station, walked toward his car in the parking lot. Unbeknownst to him, a masked man approached and attacked him in the throat and face. The assailant was none other than Arun, who then quickly fled the scene. Fortunately, Sam received help and survived the attack. Equally fortunate for Aaron, no one witnessed the assault, enabling him to avoid legal repercussions. Although Sam's throat and face wounds were not severe, he received hospital treatment before returning home. When he arrived, his wife Sophia was surprised not by his injuries, but by his survival. Sam mentioned to Sophia that someone seemed to have a grudge against him, whether personally or professionally. He had no idea who might wish him harm, unaware that the woman he loved, Sophia, was actually behind the attempt on his life. Sophia and Arun then clandestinely devised another plan to eliminate Sam. They agreed that the safest method would be to use cyanide poison, which they acquired after months of searching. Cyanide is not readily available, but they managed to obtain it. They decided to execute their plan in early October 2015. Sam, along with Sophia and their son, returned to Kerala, India. While there, Sophia overheard Sam tell his family that he felt his death was imminent, a statement that tragically proved prophetic. She took advantage of his statement. She used the time to kill him so people would understand that Sam's statement about his death is true. On October 14, 2015, after returning from India, Sam and Sophia had dinner at home. Sophia served Sam orange juice laced with cyanide. Shortly after drinking it, Sam fell asleep and did not wake up. Sophia then called Arun, who confirmed Sam's death upon arrival. To ensure Sam was deceased, Arun checked his vital signs and then placed more poisoned orange juice into his mouth. That night, Sophia slept beside her child next to Sam's lifeless body. The following morning, on October 15, 2015, neighbors heard Sophia's screams and cries for help. They rushed to the scene and took Sam to the hospital, but doctors determined he had died several hours earlier. Sophia broke down in tears, though her grief was later revealed to be an act. After that, she contacted her parents' in-laws in Kerala, India, and informed them that she had died due to heart attack. Sophia said, "We were sleeping like usual that night, but when I tried to wake him up in the morning, he did not wake up. I guess he got a heart attack while he was sleeping." All the neighbors and the doctor in Australia believed her words, so they did not check everything in detail. Sophia immediately took steps to repatriate Sami's body to Kerala as quickly as possible, before the police could intervene and perform an autopsy. An autopsy could potentially reveal the true cause of Sam Abraham's death. Shortly after, Sam's body was returned to his hometown and buried. Sophia continued her life in Australia, feeling that everything was going smoothly and that no one suspected her. She maintained relationships with her late husband's family, acting as if she was a devoted daughter-in-law and a widow who deeply loved her late husband. However, Sophia and Arun did not realize that the Victoria State Police believed Sam Abraham's death needed further investigation to determine if it was natural or if he had been murdered. The Victoria State Police secretly conducted an investigation into Sam Abraham's death. Every move of the widow was monitored from the moment she returned from India, just a day after arriving in Melbourne. Sophia withdrew all the funds from Sam's savings account and transferred them to her own account, which was considered normal as she was the legal wife. However, the police's suspicions grew when Sophia later transferred the car's ownership to Arun Kamalasanan. As Arun's name came up, he became a focus of the police investigation. Deliberately, the police never visited or interrogated Sophia, making her feel safe and careless. She continued her relationship with Arun, thinking that if the police had no suspicion of her, she could proceed without fear. Meanwhile, an undercover police officer befriended Arun. This officer, who was actually a detective, recorded conversations between Arun and Sophia. One significant conversation was recorded where Sophia mentioned that it had been a long time without any suspicion and that they might soon be together, revealing a hidden motive behind Sam's death: a love triangle. A few days later, another crucial piece of evidence emerged when Arun, in a drunken state, revealed to his new friend that he had once killed someone using poison in orange juice. This confession was recorded and became important evidence in court. The Australian police coordinated with relevant authorities in Kerala, India, to request permission from Sam Abraham's family to exhume Sam's grave. Sam's parents were initially confused, but eventually granted permission for the exhumation and autopsy to confirm the suspicion of foul play. The results of the autopsy and toxicology examination in Kerala revealed traces of cyanide in Sam's blood and liver, confirming that cyanide poisoning was the cause of Sam Abraham's death. With all the evidence and clues to the motive and tools used to kill Sam, the police were able to close the case. On August 12, 2016, Victoria State Police arrested Sophia and Arun in Melbourne during a raid at Sophia's house. The police confiscated several items, including a diary belonging to Sophia and Arun, which contained entries written by the couple. Because the writing was in Malayalam, the native language of Kerala, the diary was sent to Kerala for translation into English and was brought to court in 2018. During the trial, the prosecutor presented several pieces of evidence. A recording of a telephone conversation in which Arun confessed to using cyanide to kill someone. The results of a toxicology examination showing cyanide as the cause of the victim's death, and the diary that revealed an affair between Arun and Sophia. The diary was particularly significant. On June 20, 2018, the Victoria High Court judge sentenced Sophia to 22 years in prison, with a minimum of 18 years before she could apply for parole. Arun received a 27-year prison sentence, with a minimum of 20 years before he could apply for parole. Sophia attempted to use her child to gain leniency, but the judge responded that she should have considered her child before killing the child's father. Since Sophia's arrest in August 2016, her son had been raised by Sonia, her older sister. However, Sam Abraham's family subsequently filed for custody of Sem's children, and the court granted this request. Sem and Sophia's children were handed over to Abraham's family. That was the true story behind the criminal case. Feel free to share your thoughts on this case in the comments.